you've probably heard that if you want to lose weight, a good way is to increase the percentage of protein and decrease the percentage of fat. I think most people have heard that. Okay, but what we probably haven't heard is things like this. If you take too much protein, and particularly the wrong kind of protein that your body's not doing well at breaking down, you're going to take calcium out of your body, out of your bones, which is your storage for calcium. That's where all your calcium basically is stored. But if you have the right protein, it actually promotes calcium absorption. Nice little switch, okay? It also increases the absorption of vitamins. A nice little switch, because most things decrease the absorption of vitamins that we do to our bodies these days, okay? It also promotes healthy blood pressure, and this is probably what Dan was referencing. I'm not going to be speaking extensively about it, but it's one of the things that our protein does, is it promotes healthy blood pressure. Starts to balance out the body. The key to health is balance. It's always the key to health, okay? It helps control blood sugar levels. And then finally, it promotes healthy cholesterol levels. So I think you can see there's a lot of benefits to your circulatory system and to your heart and to your digestive system. So the question is, whole grain brown rice protein. Why whole grain? Why brown rice? We can understand protein, but why all of these features? Well, number one, we should be moving wherever we can to whole foods. Secondly, brown rice. The reason for brown rice is because Americans and most of the Western world and most of the Chinese have opted for white rice. So what does that mean? It means that the brown hull has been removed. It's been milled off of the rice. Well, it just so happens, like in most vegetables, that the nutrients are primarily packaged on the outside. And when we peel everything off, we lose most of the nutritional value. So this protein has that nutritional value captured inside of it. It's not gone. It hasn't been taken away. White bread, same thing. There's nothing left. That's why they list all the things they have to refortify it with. Okay? So, and rice has been the staple food of the Eastern world, grown in the same soils for thousands of years with no mineral depletion whatsoever. Now, partly that's because of how they do it. What do they use? They use animals pulling it through, and the animals leave their manure there, and everything, you know, the lands flood. They grow them in lowland plains. Most often they flood, so all the minerals come roaring back in, and they can farm for thousands of years without ever adding anything to them. No artificial fertilizers, no minerals, no trace minerals, nothing. So when we work with this kind of food, we are getting the very best source for protein that we can get. 1 cup of brown rice has got 3.5 grams of fiber, almost 4 times the amount that you'll find in white rice. And we all need somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 grams of fiber a day. Well, how many nutrients? What's actually in there? In 100 grams of brown rice, there's 2.32 grams of protein, 1.8 grams of fiber, manganese, niacin, and amino acids. Usually 18 of the 20 amino acids are in there. They are actually in ours, but you don't always get all of those because you're dealing with a natural product, and sometimes they're in lesser supply. Weight loss diet, reduce carbs and increase protein. People understand that if I reduce my carbohydrates and increase my protein, I'm likely to lose weight. All right? A moderate protein diet produces sustained weight loss and long-term change in body composition and in the blood lipids, the blood fats, triglycerides, cholesterol, etc. It produces a positive long-range change in those. So, also notice on the bottom, the body uses up twice as many calories, twice as many, to digest protein as anything else. Twice as many. That includes fats, includes carbs, everything else. Okay. Positive impact on calcium absorption. Dietary protein is an important regulator of intestinal calcium absorption and a contributor to bone health. We talked about this earlier. Habitual consumption of a low-protein diet would lead to reductions in bone mass and increased rates of skeletal loss. Cardiovascular benefits. Recent evidence suggests that an increased intake in protein, particularly plant protein, important, underscore that, can lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. This is NIH stuff. I mean, this is all certified research. The mechanisms by which protein can exert these beneficial effects include the increased intake of biologically active amino acids, peptides, or highly correlated nutrients. Remember, every protein except enzymes going into your body has to be broken down. It's also significant for weight management. Now, you don't want to get too carried away with fiber, but fiber is a very important part of balancing out a diet in order to manage weight. It's a very complex process, and we're not going to go into talking about it tonight, but essentially what happens is that as your body gets more fiber in its diet, your body will have less cravings for carbohydrates. You will feel more full, you won't want to eat as much, and you won't want to eat as often. So if you combine that with the natural effect of increased protein, you can see why this product significantly impacts the potential for you to lose and or maintain a trim weight. All right? Now I realize there's genetic differences for everybody, but the point is if you're 30 pounds overweight and your parents were 30 pounds overweight and your grandmother was 30 pounds overweight, that doesn't mean you have to stay 30 pounds overweight. Okay? You may have the same kind of digestive issues they had. And if you can change your diet, you can very well change your weight. Okay? May need exercise, it may need other things, but the point is that we're not just victims of DNA. So all of this stuff is now coming out all over the world about the benefits of brown rice. And there are many companies marketing one form or another of brown rice. I may be biased, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. My belief is this product, ToneUp, is about as good a blend as you could come up with for a brown rice protein blend. There are other ways that you can process it, other things that you can focus on, but if you want a good general blend, I think this is about as good as it gets.